And a big round of applause for Madison Perry. Madison Perry. That's a bad applause. One more time. Madison Perry. There we go.
Thank you very much. So about 2 years ago, I decided to do online dating. And there's basically two reasons why people do online dating. The first is because you want to have sex with a lot of people that you don't know that well. And the second is because you no longer believe in love. So, like, people are like, no, I'm going to find love, but really, like, I'm never going to find that. I'll wander into the Matrix and find an approximation. So I joined for both those reasons, conveniently. I had just gotten dumped by my long-term live-in girlfriend, and I have a system for getting over people. And the first step is you pretend they're dead. Or if that's too much, like they're on a mission to Mars for a long time, they're not on the planet. And the second step is you have sex with a lot of people. It's a two-step program. So that's why I joined OkCupid. And so I was on there, and it was great. I loved it because I love Facebook, and OkCupid is like Facebook, but with only girls, and guys, no one wants to see that. So it's only girls, and in theory, they all want to have sex with me. So it's amazing. And they have this thing on OkCupid where you can join they call it the A-list, and you pay extra, and it allows you to browse without people seeing that you're on their site. It allows you to send messages to someone with a full inbox, and it allows you to sort people by their attractiveness rating. You can pay extra for this. They say it's perfect for, they had some term like high-activity daters, or in layman terms, creeps. It makes it really easy to be a creep. So I started dating, and I would favorite all these girls, and I started going on dates, and I did very well. Which, if you have a job and you haven't been to jail and you don't use the word bitch, you'll do pretty well. So it's not really that hard, but I did pretty well. So a few months in, I found this profile of this girl that had kind of the most potential of anyone I'd seen so far. And she was beautiful, and she was from Spain, and I love the Mediterranean women, and her profile was funny, and I messaged her, and she messaged me back, and we had these great messages back and forth, and I was like, oh my God, I think I've found someone great. And then her next message came, and she had recognized me, and we knew each other in real life, which is horrible. Because online dating is kind of like going to the Renaissance fair. Like, while you're there, you're like, this is so great, and then you leave, and you're like, no, I would never go to that. That's for losers. I don't own a court jester hat. No. And so she sent me this message that said, we went to college together. You dated Erica, who I had a few classes with, and I dated Jesse, who is your best friend right now. Which was true. I hadn't known Jesse in college, but we'd gone to college together. When I moved to L.A., we'd met through mutual college friends, and he was one of my best friends in L.A. So I couldn't date this girl because you're not supposed to do that. So time went on, and I kept online dating. It was still going well, but it's kind of diminishing returns as the novelty wears off, and I kind of wanted to find someone good, and I dated a few girls for a few months, but nothing ever stuck. And during this time, I would see this girl, her name was Laura, and I would see her around, and I would notice I'd get excited when I knew she was going to be at an event. But she was still off limits, and she had a boyfriend anyway, and I knew I had a crush on her because I disliked her boyfriend for totally irrational reasons. Like, we were at dinner one time, and he was eating mussels slowly, and I was like, what a monster. Like, she's so great, she deserves someone that eats at a normal pace. So a few more months go by, and that relationship ends, and we start hanging out more because she's free, and we have mutual friends, and then we're in the same circle of friends, and we're going hiking together, and into movies, and to parties and stuff, and I think she likes me too, and I like her so much. Finally, I say to Jesse, I'm like, I really like Laura. I know you dated, but how long ago did you guys break up? And he was like, 9 years ago. And I was like, well, that's a really, really long time. What would you think if I dated her? And he said, I'd never had a problem with you dating her because she's my ex. It's because she's my good friend, which they were very good friends. And I've seen you on dating all these women online and just going through them one after another, and I didn't want that to happen to her. And I said, no, I'm past that. I'm very serious about her. And I kind of at that moment, I was like, oh, I am past, like, step 2 worked. I'm still pretending the ex is dead, but I've moved on, and so I told him that, and he gave me his blessing. And so I asked Loud out, and our first date ended up being a 3-day camping trip, and we shared a tent, me, her, and her dog. And after 2 years of not avoiding even talking about being serious, that weekend we were like, we're exclusive, we're together, and it was kind of a whirlwind romance. And I'm marrying her on Friday in 3 days. Thank you. And Jesse, our mutual friend, is going to be the witness at our wedding, the guy that signs the marriage certificate with the officiant. So he's gone from cock block to wedding witness, which is a very powerful move. Few can pull off. So it took a long time, but internet dating works, guys. It's real. Thanks.